welcome back to another video. This is Bruna. Today I have a last minute Christmas tutorial, Christmas video for you guys. I decided also to do this last minute because I was like, I needed to have a crochet Christmas hat this year. So I'm going to show you how I did mine last minute. So it's super quick to make. You can make this in under 2 hours. I've made mine in 3 hours because I was recording and explaining to you. So I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to make this in under 2 hours or up to 2 hours. I hope you have a great Christmas time with your family, enjoy your holidays, and I hope you can crochet more with me here now for the holidays. Let me know if you are going to be crocheting anything during the holiday season. I really hope you have time and enjoy your time crocheting because I'm going to have my little time crocheting. I have already some projects that I'm going to be crocheting during my holidays. I cannot wait to do them and share them with you because I will be sharing them with you too. And also, if you end up crocheting this amazing Christmas hat, also now that it's Christmas, you can enjoy your time crocheting a Christmas hat. So you get into the Christmas spirit and it's going to be super fun. Don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you post a picture of you wearing your Christmas hat. I would love to see how yours turned out. And I hope you enjoyed this time with me for Christmas time. And if you do enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave your massive thumbs up and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can watch more videos like this one if you're not subscribed yet. So enjoy the video, everyone. Merry Christmas if you are watching this during Christmas time, and I hope you enjoy your time. So enjoy today's video, and now let's begin with this amazing Santa's hat. So here we have all of the materials to crochet our Christmas hat. So I'm using here Bravissimo yarn in the shade red and white. Also, I'm using this super fluffy yarn. You cannot really see here, but it's like a fluffy yarn to add to a plain yarn to give texture. This one here is the Aretha. I think that's how you say it. I'll link that in the description. And these yarns here, it's a DK number 3 yarn if you are wondering. So I'm using then a 7 centimeters Pom Pom maker, measuring tape so that I can measure everything for you guys, small pair of scissors, tapestry needle to do the weavings and the sewings, and also a 5.5 millimeters hook. I am using a bigger hook for this one, but you can use any other hook size that you want. So these are all the materials. So now let's begin with the project. So the first thing that you have to do is to measure your head exactly where you want the hat to be. I'm going to be doing 58 centimeters because that's the circumference of my forehead. So I am measuring from the back of my neck all the way up to my forehead going around. So that's 58 centimeters for my head size, but you can do any size you want. So once you have the measurement, we can then start with the band of the Christmas hat. Also, you have to decide the width that you want. I'm doing 7 centimeters for the width of the band for the white part of the Christmas hat, and I'm going to be mixing the fluffy yarn, this beautiful yarn here for the texture, plus this one here with the white. And here you can see the texture of the yarn a little bit better. As you can see, it's super fluffy and it gives an amazing texture to plain yarns, just like this one. So now go ahead and join the 2 yarns. If you don't have this textured yarn, the fluffy yarn, then you will do exactly the same with the normal yarn, your acrylic yarn. So go ahead and start with a slip knot, and then we are going to be chaining 11. So now we are going to be skipping the very first 2, and we are going to be creating a half double crochet into the 3rd stitch. So skip 2 into the 3rd, create a half double crochet. And then you're gonna go down with half double crochets. And the last one. So we are not counting here the chain 2 that it's at the beginning. We are just counting the actual stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stitches in total. So now to go up, it's very simple. We are going to chain 1, which is not gonna count as a stitch. You are going to turn project, and then into this very first space, the very first stitch available, we are going to be creating the first half double crochet, and then work your way down, creating half double crochets into the entire stitch. So we are not doing back loop or front loop for this one. The ribbing is going to be just like that, just half double crochets back and forth. So when you get at the end, you will see that you have the chain 2, so skip that, and we have the last stitch available. So you're gonna be using that last stitch and creating the last half double crochet, and you can always go back now and count to check if you have 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, it's that simple. So chain 1, turn project, half double crochet into that first stitch available, and then half double crochet all the way down. And when you get here at the end, you have the chain 1, and then you have the last stitch, which is right here. So now you're going to be repeating the same steps, creating as many rows as you need to go around your head. I'm going to do 58 centimeters. Remember that the yarn, it is quite stretchy, so you will do a little bit less than 58 centimeters, and I will be back to show you exactly how you should measure this out. So here I have all of my rows now completed, and I have done 47 rows in total, and it's measuring, without me stretching, it's measuring 49 centimeters. So it's 9 centimeters smaller than the actual centimeters, the actual measurement that I need for my head circumference. And when you stretch this out, it's going to reach that centimeter. And also you can see here that the width for the band, it's 7 centimeters. Make sure that you leave enough yarn for the sewing so we can join the 2 sides and sew the 2 together. So I'm going to be leaving about that much. You don't need a lot. You can now fasten off. Get your tapestry needle, thread this yarn into your tapestry needle. This doesn't really have a right or wrong side, so you're just going to be joining the 2, and we are going to be sewing it close. It's very simple. So my yarn is here on this side, so get the very first stitch from this side, and then the very first one from the other side, and then sew both of these 2 together, and then go into the next one from this side and the other as well, and sew it together. The next one from this side and the next one from the other, and sew it together, and then just go all the way down, sewing the 2 parts together. So once you've done that, just go through that last stitch one more time, create a little loop at the end, go through the loop, make it nice and tight. This is going to fasten off here the end, and now the sewing is completed. As you can see, it's pretty seamless, and now we can weave this yarn in. And then you're going to weave this other one in as well, because then this is done and we don't have to come back to this later. So once the sewing is completed, here is where I've done the sewing and also the weave in. We can then turn the other side, making sure that you remember that this one here is where we've done the sewing. So this has to be at the back of the project. You can add a stitch marker here if you want. So now, once you have the band completed, we can then start with the rest of the Christmas hat. So get your red yarn and create a slip knot. You can leave a longer tail here at the end so that at least you have enough yarn to weave in later. So let's attach this yarn into where the stitch marker was, so we know that this is the back. So choose any stitch from here and then attach with the single crochet and then chain 1. So for the stitch here, for the rest of the Christmas hat, I'm going to be doing an extended single crochet stitch. You can do half double crochets, you can do double crochets, you can do single crochets, you can do any stitch you want. Because we don't really have stitches here, so we kind of have to guess, but I will count and let you know exactly how many I did. So find a next stitch available, and then we are going to then pull up a loop, so the beginning of a single crochet, and then you're going to yarn over, pull through 1, keeping that last one on the hook, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. And we are not counting the chain 2 that we've created at the beginning because we are just going around and around, so we don't have any seam. And then we are gonna find a next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, and then yarn over, pull through the last 2, and that's an extended single crochet. So pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, keeping that next one on the hook, and then yarn over, pull through 2. I'm gonna go all the way around, and then when I come back I will let you know exactly how many stitches I have going around the base. So I have here 74 stitches going around, and I still have to do one more, so in total I'm going to be having 75 going around, 75 stitches. So I'm going to be doing here now my last extended single crochet. So this is going to be the extended single crochet number 75. So now to join the two parts together and start the next round, we are going to go into the first V, the first stitch you can find. So here we have the single crochet and the chain 1, so we are going to be skipping this, going into the next stitch available, and we are going to be creating an extended single crochet here, and we are going to be placing a stitch marker into this stitch. So now from here we are going to be following all the stitches that we have, all the 75 stitches that we have, and we are going to be creating extended single crochets on top of each of these stitches, and we are going to be going around for 4 rounds in total, and then from the 5th we are going to be starting with the decreases. So I'm going to go all the way around here creating the extended single crochets, and then I will come back when I'm right at the end so that I can show you how to move from this side to the next round. So I go back to the stitch marker, as you can see. So I'm going to be doing my last extended single crochet, and then I'm going to be removing the stitch marker, and I'm going to be starting the new round into this stitch where the stitch marker was. And then return the stitch marker into this first stitch. So now I'm going to be continuing here following the same steps as I've been doing, and I'm going to be back once I have 4 rounds completed. So here, as you can see, I have my 4 rounds completed, and that measures exactly 4 centimeters. So from here we are now going to be starting with the decreases. So remove the stitch marker, create the first extended single crochet, return stitch marker. This one counts as the first one. So we are going to be doing 1 extended single crochet into the next 8 stitches. So 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now we are going to be doing a decrease. So we are going to be doing an invisible decrease. So we have here the back loop and the front loops. So to create the invisible, decrease, we are gonna go through the front loop of the next stitch, and then at the same time we are gonna go into the front loop of the next stitch. You want to make sure that you make this nice and tight, and then you're going to pull up a loop and then create the extended single crochet just like that. So that's an invisible decrease with the stitch. You can do this with any stitch you want. And from here, you want to make sure that you don't use this stitch, because this one is from the decrease. Go into the next one and then create the next 8 extended single crochets. So after the 1 extended single crochet into the next 8 stitches, we are going to be doing another decrease, the invisible decrease. So go into the next stitch, front loop only, and then the next one, front loop only, pull up a loop, and then extended single crochet. And now you can just follow the same steps all the way around. So we are going to be doing 1 extended single crochet into the next 8 stitches and then decrease. At the end here, if it's not matching, that's completely fine. Just follow exactly what you've been doing. So I'm going to be doing here, the next one is going to be a decrease for me. And then I have just 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left. So you're just going to be finishing all the stitches with extended single crochets. And that's all you have to do. Don't worry about the stitch count, it's not gonna matter because it works at the end. So now for the next round, we are going to be doing extended single crochets all the way around with no decreases. So I'm gonna go and do this one, and then I will be back to show you the next round, in which is going to be with decreases. So now for the next round, we are going to be doing 7 extended single crochets and a decrease. So let's do the first one. Return stitch marker. And then this one counts as the first one. So we are going to be doing 1 extended single crochet into the next 7 stitches. And then a decrease into the next 2. Just like that, and then 1 extended single crochet into the next 7, and then a decrease into the next 2. Just like that. So we are going to be repeating this all the way around, and then the next round is going to be extended single crochets all the way around without decreases. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this and do the next round, and then I'll be back to show you. So now I have round number 8 completed. So now for round number 9, we are going to be doing 1 extended single crochet into the next 6 and decrease. So do the first extended single crochet and return stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then for the next 2 we are going to be doing a decrease. Now into the next 6, 1 extended single crochet, and then into the next 2, a decrease. And that's all we are going to be repeating into round number 9, and then I'm going to be doing round number 10 with extended single crochets all the way around without decreases. So now we have round 10 completed. So now for round 11, we are going to be doing 1 extended single crochet into the next 5 and then decrease. So let's do the first one here and return the stitch marker. 5 and decrease into the next 2. And then repeat this all the way around. And then once you have round 11 completed, we are then going to be going around without any decreases for 3 rounds more. So it's going to be 12, 13, and 14 without decreases. So I'm going to finish this one, and then I'm going to be doing 3 rounds without decreases. So when I come back, I'll have 14 rounds completed, and then I'm going to show you what you have to do from that point. So continuing into round 15. So now I have round 14 completed, remembering that I've done going up 3 rounds after the last one that I've done with the decreases, so that we just have a little height, so that we can move into the next step and that it goes kind of nicely in a little triangle at the top. So now for round 15, we are going to be doing 1 extended single crochet into the next 4 stitches and then a decrease. Follow that all the way around, and then right on top of round 15 we are going to be doing 16, and then that round 16 is going to be no decreases all the way around. So now we have round 16 completed. So now for 17 we are going to be doing 1 extended single crochet into the next 3 and then decrease. And then for round 18 is going to be extended single crochets all the way around without decreases. And then I will be back for round 19, and then we can do that together. So now we have round 18 completed, and from here we need to just add a little bit more of body to extend a little bit, because our Christmas hat in total, it's supposed to measure 33 centimeters, in which that is 13 inches. So this is the height of a Christmas hat, like a standard size. So I'm going to now do round 19, 20, and 21, just following the stitches here and going around with no decreases. Remembering that 18 was also with no decreases, so we are going to be having 4 here at the top, 4 rounds without decreases. So now we have round 21 completed. So now for round 22 we are going to be doing 1 extended single crochet into the next 2. So 1, 2, and then decrease into the next 2, and repeat that all the way around. And then for round 23 we are going to be doing extended single crochets all the way around with no decreases. So now here we have round 23. So now for 24 we are going to be doing 1 extended single crochet into the next stitch. So the first one, and then decrease into the next 2, and follow the same all the way around. And then for 25, for round 25, we are doing extended single crochets all the way around without decreases. So now here we have the 25 rounds completed. What we have to do now is just follow the stitches that we have here going around, so no more decreases needed from now on. So I'm gonna go around and around until I have my 33 centimeters. And that's the last thing we have to do. So after round 25, I've done 5 rounds more on top of that. So we have in total for the red, we have 30 rounds in total, and that is measuring exactly 33 centimeters, 13 inches, and that's all we need to do. So now we have to close here at the top. So I'm going to just leave a little bit of yarn, cut it. If you want, you can just decrease until you have no stitches here, but I just prefer to sew. So I'm going to remove the stitch marker because we don't need it anymore. I'm going to then slip stitch into the next stitch available and then chain one and fasten off. And thread this yarn into your tapestry needle. And then all we have to do is to go through the stitches in a zigzag motion all the way around. So we've started here. Just going to place a stitch marker so that we know where we've started with the sewing. So once you have the yarn going all the way around, we can then pull the yarn. Can remove now the stitch marker. Pull this yarn nice and tight, and then we can just go through another stitch, just any stitch, just to lock this yarn in place. Go through that stitch twice or 3 times, just like that, and then do one more time. Create a little loop at the end, go through the loop to fasten off, and now we can move this yarn to the inside of the hat and we can weave in. There is another yarn here on the inside, so I'm going to weave this yarn in already too. So now the last thing that we have to do is to create the pom-pom so we can add at the top of our hat. And if you don't know how to use this, I'll just give you a quick tutorial. So you are going to be having the pom-pom maker like this. They usually come close, just like that. So what you're gonna do, you will put them together. So this part here is going to be on the outside, and then you're gonna get the other one and you're going to be placing it here at the back, and you will see that the little bubbles will be on the opposite way. So there's some bubbles here and some here, so they will be on the opposite way. And then you just have to open this little clasp thing that it's right here, and you're just going to be opening like that, just pushing it outwards. All right, just like that. I'm going to be using both my white yarn, the acrylic yarn, and also the fluff yarn together to do this pom-pom. So you just want to leave a little tail. Usually it's easier to hold it like this, so the flat side is here on the at the top, and then you have the curved parts towards the bottom, and then you can just start to rotate from here in the middle. So hold the end of the yarn and you can just start rotating it. At the beginning is a little bit hard, but it gets easier the more you do, so it's going to be kind of secured in place. The only tip that I can give you is from you to go from this side to the other, and then when you get to this side, you just go back following that same method, just from one side to the other, back and forth, back and forth. It's pretty filled, as you can see, so I'm happy with that. You cannot even see the pom-pom maker. So what I'm going to be doing now is go all the way to the other side, wrapping it around like this. And then what I like to do is just close this a little bit, the other side, and then I'm going to just transfer it to the other side like this, and then open it again. And now we can just go around and wrap it into here, the other side. We can turn the other way if you want, because it's easier. And then we are going to fill this other side in. And then I'll be back to show you the next step. I think this is pretty similar, so I'm going to stop here so we can just cut it. And all we have to do now is to close the pom-pom maker. Make sure the little lockers are kind of going upwards. Then you're going to be joining them and you're going to be locking the clasps in place. just like that. And now you're going to be finding a little gap here, and we are going to be cutting it right in the middle. You will see what's gonna happen. I'm going to use these scissors. Just gonna place it right into that little space, and we are going to be cutting it. How fun! I love using these Pom Pom makers. It's so fun. Look at that! Oh my god! You see, this is the opening that I'm talking about. So you're just going to be placing your scissors here, and then you're just gonna go all the way across. And then do the same here on the other side. So now you're gonna get your acrylic yarn, and we are going to be going through the middle from this side to the other, and we are going to be making a few knots here to secure the pom-pom in place. So once you have the pom-pom secured in place, we can then unlock the pom-pom maker, and you are just going to be opening here the sides and removing the pom-pom from the pom-pom maker. So now we just have to kind of clean a little bit the pom-pom before we attach it in place. I don't want my pom-pom to be super perfect because I still want to have like the fluff and kind of to be a little bit messy at the same time. So I'm not going to cut it super round. I just want it to leave kind of like this in a way. Now we can attach this in place. So you're gonna use these two yarns here at the bottom of the pom-pom. And we are going to just transfer these two yarns into different stitches from here at the top. So just go inside with your hands inside the hat, and then take your hook, choose a stitch from the bottom here on the side, transfer the first yarn, and then go through another stitch, and then transfer the other yarn here on the inside. Now you're gonna turn this on the reverse, making sure that the pom-pom is nice and sturdy here at the top. So now we can just get these two yarns, and we are going to be making a knot. And then you're not gonna be cutting this yarn. You are going to be just even out both yarns, and we are going to be weaving this yarn here on the inside. So never cut it because it's going to undo, and then your pom-pom is going to come undone. So we don't want that to happen. So we just weave this yarn here in on the reverse, and it should be ready to go. So once you have this yarn weaved in, we can then cut it. And now our Christmas hat is completed. Oh my goodness, this is the cutest thing I ever done in my life. Oh my goodness, everybody, look at this pom-pom. It's just the cutest pom-pom ever. Here we have our Christmas hat completed. So this is how you crochet a Santa's hat. My tutorial, my take on this one, my very first time crocheting a Santa's hat. I'm pretty excited, and it turned out really pretty. And also, if you end up crocheting this Santa's hat following my tutorial, don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you post any pictures. I would love to see how yours turned out and your creation. And I love when you tag me, so don't forget to tag me. So enjoy your holidays, everyone. Enjoy your Christmas. I hope you have an amazing time with your family, and I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for everything that you have done for me this year. It was incredible. Thank you for all the support, all the love you have for everything that I do. This is not going to be the last video. I still have one more video that I wanted to share with you before the end of the year, so stay tuned for that. But for now, enjoy your Christmas, enjoy your holidays, and if you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave your massive thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe if you are not subscribed yet here on the channel, so you can watch more crochet tutorials just like this one. So thank you so much for sticking out until the end, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.